DMK President and Tamil Nadu Chief Minister M.K. Stalin is one of the sharpest critics of the BJP, Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the Hindutva brigade. He has accused the BJP of using religion as a weapon to conceal its shortcomings in governance in the last 9 years. Is Stalin more dangerous than his father Karunanidhi? Vanakkam, this is D. Suresh Kumar and thank you for joining me in this episode of the Hindu Focus Tamilnadu. We are discussing this topic against the backdrop of Stalin having completed 5 years as DMK president just last month. Now, for the uninitiated, this usage that Stalin is more dangerous than Karunanidhi was first used by the former BJP National Secretary H. Raja. He of course did it in a negative sense, but ever since the DMK and Stalin supporters have latched on to this usage and repeatedly been using it on social media and other forums to positively project Stalin as a very firm administrator. Now let us examine if Stalin indeed is dangerous than Karunanidhi in this aspect. His supporters point out that Stalin has been consistent and firm in opposing the BJP and the right-wing Hindutva group. They point out that he has been uncompromising in this in the last 5 years. He has gone as far as calling Narendra Modi a sadist for having implemented schemes which Tamilnadu opposed. He has described the Modi government as fascist and a Nazi regime. And he remains a central key figure in putting together a united opposition to challenge the BJP at the national level. In comparison, they point out that Karunanidhi had compromised on the DMK ideology and aligned with the BJP in 1999 and even been a part of the Vajpayee government. Besides, at the height of electioneering in 2014, Karunanidhi had shared his personal opinion that Modi was a hard worker and a good friend of his. Whereas Stalin maintains good relations with the Prime Minister at the administrative level, but when it comes to the political platform, he is unsparing in his criticism. Number two, his supporters say that Stalin has been a very consistent supporter of the Congress and Rahul Gandhi, making it clear from the very beginning that the Congress has to be part of any national alliance to take on the BJP in meaningful terms. But while extending such unconditional support, they point out that he has also been a very tough master in terms of negotiating seats with his allies. For instance, they point out that in the 2021 assembly elections, Stalin restricted the Congress to just 25 seats as opposed to 41 seats and 63 seats that were allotted to the National Party when Karunanidhi was the DMK president in the previous two elections. Likewise, he convinced his allies to contest in 6 seats each. And also he got Vigo, who had broken ranks with the DMK many years ago, to field his MDMK candidates on the DMK's rising sun symbol. This is something that even Karunanidhi had not attempted to do earlier. At the same time, while playing a tough negotiator, he has been very successful in retaining this alliance largely intact since 2017, which is a tough task in these politically turbulent times. They also point out that, like his father, Stalin is very firm on issues concerning state autonomy and in establishing the supremacy of the elected government. They cite as examples to demonstrate this that Stalin, for the first time, got the assembly to re-adopt a bill, the NEET exemption bill, which was returned by the governor. Likewise, he got another bill seeking a ban on online gambling re-adopted after the governor had returned it. Similarly, earlier this year, when Governor R.N. Ravi had digressed from the prepared text of the customary address to the House, he took a historic decision to pass a resolution in the assembly stating that only the approved text of the governor's address will go on record and not what the governor had spoken otherwise. So all these are cited to show Stalin as being firm and decisive than his father Karunanidhi. But critics point out that there are certain shortcomings that Stalin faces, unlike his father, in terms of political stature. Karunanidhi was a self-made man, and early on in the 1970s itself, he had emerged as one of the key leaders at the national level. He was considered to be an architect of alliances. His role was crucial in building alliances such as the National Front in the 1980s, the United Front in the 1990s, and the UPA in 2004. Several national level leaders would defer to Karunanidhi. They would visit his house to listen to his views on key political issues. He was very thorough not only on national but also on international affairs. That was Karunanidhi's stature. And also Karunanidhi knew how to put in place some of his party leaders who did not behave themselves properly. In contrast, critics say that Stalin is not as decisive in dealing with such party functionaries. Some of the behavior of some party leaders, including some ministers in public, has been inappropriate and impolite. But all that Stalin has been able to do is only lament about it, saying that he is getting sleepless nights by such behavior. But that has not really stemmed such action from the party functionaries, even as we speak. Aside from this, while Stalin clearly envisioned a larger role for himself and wanted to build a national alliance with the Congress as a key constituent of it, he never really succeeded in it in the early years. He was not able to bring together political birds of different feathers. He tried his best to project Rahul Gandhi as Prime Minister candidate as early as December 2018, but he could not get the endorsement of some of his own allies, including the Left Party, for this proposal. Even in the current scenario, if you look at the formation of the Indian National Democratic Inclusive Alliance, it is only after leaders such as Nitish Kumar and Sharad Pawar stepped in that the whole initiative gained some momentum. Stalin, of course, had very good equations with some of the powerful leaders such as Mamata Banerjee, Arvind Kejriwal of AAP, Nitish Kumar, the RJD, but he could not be the catalyst in this whole exercise. Nonetheless, despite this, he remains undeterred and firm in his opposition to the BJP. He is very clear that this is a national election that the country is facing in 2024, and that parties which are dominant in the regional level, they need to undertake certain compromises and look at issues differently so that a powerful party like the BJP could be given a run for its money in the Lok Sabha polls. Just this week, he launched a multilingual podcast, Speaking for India, essentially a digital campaign to challenge the BJP. And the voice for that opposition has come from the south, which is Stalin's voice. So he remains determined in carrying forward his agenda and in strongly opposing the BJP at the national level and the AIDMK at the state level. Whether Stalin eventually manages to emerge as a figure larger than that of his father remains to be seen. Until then, this is D. Suresh Kumar signing off. But please do log on to thehindu.com and also subscribe to the Hindu YouTube channel for more such videos. Thank you.